Namaste. Namaste and a very, very warm welcome to Women of Wonder Coffee Table Conversations. This is our edition 2, and this is the place where we slow down the why space and sit with women who didn't take a straight line but built something very, very meaningful along the way. Now, these are stories of patience, pivots, and becoming. My today's guest is a woman whose journey mirrors the city she's built her career in. It's resilient, it's evolving, and it is very visionary. She entered the industry at a time where everything was defined by speed, by pressure, and perception, and she stayed long enough to see every cycle of it. She's built her career with reinvention and leadership along the way. Welcome to the show, Deepika. I'm very excited to have you here. And from your very first little project that you did to building a brand and a big company for yourself, we are very excited to know your story today. The real estate leader, the founder of Zone 24 Properties, and a woman who's been building with resilience, with depth over noise. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Rima. It's an equal honor for me as well to be on this platform. Honestly speaking, this industry have given us a lot of opportunities where we meet different people, but you as a person, I feel you have a spark which aligns with every woman's vision and it motivates everyone across.
Oh, I'm really excited to know your sparks today. In fact, I think this conversation today, it's all about you and your journey. As a part of writing the coffee table book, we thought we need to tell your story to the world, and who better can tell it than you? So right now, I'd love to learn your journey of where you started and the journey of becoming. So let's start from the very beginnings, right? Your every career has a very defining moment, you're right, and one that feels small at that time, but over time when you look back, it has shaped everything that has followed. So tell me about your first commission. I think it was a very small amount of 5,000 dirhams, but I think it probably taught a lesson to us that no classroom can ever could. So what was that
Absolutely.
experience with your first client like?
It sounds small now, but back in that day, a new girl, new market. I've got my very first call, and the client was so excited about the property which I have listed. He was like, okay, can we meet up today? And by the way, that client is still intact with me till today. So that's a blessing. Over that apartment which he rented through me, he's now a proud owner of a villa. And that was also sold by myself. So that itself speaks a lot about the achievement from the tiny 5,000, which was big at
Mm.
that time as well. 5,000 की पूरी तनख्वाह नहीं होती थी लोगों की, and that was my first commission, and I loved it, and I really enjoyed and thanked myself that okay, I've made it. Now let's move on to the next step. Um,
Yeah.
I think that speaks a lot when it comes to retaining a client to that level for that many years. I also feel in real estate today, people think that money can be earned very easily. Yes, it can be if you're really lucky enough. But at the same time, making it into a recurring account is something you should be specializing in. One time commission does not fulfill your stomach, or it doesn't bring your that many clients over and over until and unless you keep nurturing them, you keep serving them to best of your best abilities.
Wonderful. Let's talk about the inner shift, Deepika. You often say real estate is not just about selling the property, it's about the possibilities which come along with it. Like, how has that belief become the foundation of what you do today?
So over those years when I was acting as a broker in the market, and I have happened to do a lot of transactions with the clients, I've always believed that if you are passionate about what you do, you would not compromise on anything which is below your standard. And every broker in the market have a standard. हम लोग जब आपस में भी जब team meets करते हैं, and when we happen to work with some brokers who are very professional, we tag them as ये above standard वाला broker है, ये ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. So this is a very funny kind of a tagline which we use, and it really talks a lot about the professionalism you're working with, especially those other brokers. And I try to put that in my team to the core. When we choose brokers, when we choose realtors for our company, I don't see how many transactions that person has closed or what is his qualification. Is he masters or with the degrees allocated to it? I strongly look at the character of that person. Are you really happy to go down on your personality when it comes to money? If that's what your character is, sorry, you're not meant for us. We would rather let you go and choose your career somewhere else, but not us. So this is what I truly work on. And I personally myself try to keep that standard a little polished and secure. This is what I really pride in myself.
Wonderful. And this is why these conversations matter, right? Having seen, Dubai evolve in the last few years, right? You've seen the highs and the lows. Uh, let's talk about mindset. I really want to understand your mindset of how do you survive the lows without losing faith in the highs.
See, real estate is it's meant to be like that. If something is stagnant for such a long time, then it's not happening. Everybody, even in your life, there are always ups and downs. And similarly in the market, if it does not show you lows, you would not be appreciating the heights, and vice versa for that matter.
Mm.
In real estate, yes, sometimes it becomes very challenging for newbies who are in the market very fresh, and unfortunately, they end up coming to a market in a situation when it's going to go down or it is moving towards the corrective sides where the revenue or the income which they have always heard of, आज इतने की transaction कर ली, मेरा तो commission 500,000 निकल गया and all that. People get very much pumped up with all those conversations and they jump into the market without proofing themselves that, okay, let's say, God forbid, if it doesn't work, am I sufficiently surviving for that many months? Will I be able to see the lows as well? I feel if the broker come to this kind of a mindset, they will highly be motivated to outperform even in the lows. And that's what have always been my strategy, that if I'm earning enough good, well, thank God, it's doing good. But I'm also bracing myself to make sure that in the next 6 months, if anything goes down, I'm not struggling. I'm not running after commission and I'm not willing to compromise on my standards, my ethics. So I try and keep that buffer with me. So just in case if anything goes wrong, we are not compromising in any of our aspects and we are still serving our clients the way we were when the times were good.
Wonderful. That's amazing. And that's kind of the impact we are creating, right? Let's talk about leadership now, Deepika. I know you hire a lot of new members in your team, right? That is the pattern. You mentor the newcomers, you're building team as we go. Why is it important to create a culture and not just to create a company?
Company, okay. Like I said, culture, I would say, will survive forever.
Mm.
Companies get formed over the period of time. People shut down the companies, especially real estate. I have seen people coming into the market with a bang. And I'm not talking about only companies who are created within Dubai. I'm talking about these overseas investors who move to Dubai and they open up their company, especially real estate, and they don't survive. They don't survive and they eventually shut down. So imagine all those people who they have hired, they leave them struggling into the market and joining other real estate companies. For us, creating culture is more important. In fact, it is the core, is because even if it is less, and even if anything goes wrong, haywire, you will still survive. And the kind of ambience and the kind of culture we try to embed here in our company is to ensure that none of us are left alone. We are not a very, very massive team. We are only a team of 12 brokers, including myself. So I count myself as a broker as well. I don't tell anyone about, oh, okay, unless if they're already there. But yes, it is important is because if at all anyone is struggling, I see my team members helping them, not helping them financially, because that I feel as a broker is disrespect to your own self. You should be able to earn for yourself, but helping in terms of motivating them emotionally, sometimes sharing their own listings, sometimes letting them freely work on their own property. When you are selling a property, you treat that property as your baby. Now, how you are working on it, how well you are marketing it, how well you are distributing it to the potential buyers is what makes a very big impact. But imagine a broker is struggling, and I see that, okay, maybe from last 2 months he or she doesn't have a sale. All right, let me assign my own listing to him, let him freely work on it, and let him make money. Now, how much efforts and how much good marketing he or she does on it will actually show that, yes, he's motivated. Yes, he has that into. It's just that a little bad time in a year, which is okay. So we try to team up each other when someone's struggling. And that is what I really, really believe in.
Wonderful. What a great example of building your team and, making sure everybody comes along the way and builds together. Beautiful. I want to talk about innovation now. COVID changed the way we do business, and I'm sure it had impact in the real estate industry also because, you had a company before that and now you have a company post COVID. How has embracing innovation during this phase changed the way you connect with your clients? What has changed? I'm just keen to see the impact on real estate.
Oh my God, ask me how. Back in those days, when we were supposed to sell a property, it was a very simple and a straightforward format. There's a Bayut, Dubizzle property finder. People go online, they check it, they come for viewing, and whether they like or not like, whatever. That's how the flow used to go. Now, it's a crazy social media out there. It's a crazy TikTok, Instagram world out there. And me, I would say I was old school, and I have evolved myself from being camera shy to coming in front of camera, performing, dancing in front of reels. I sometimes find it funny, but this is how it is, right? If you don't learn, if you don't evolve yourself to something else, especially what is trending right now, then you will miss out on those aspects where people are been able to make more sales or been able to reach out to more people. And our investor psyche is not just local based. So these are investors who are sitting globally. And at times, if it is at a swipe of your finger or a scroll of your Instagram reel, it becomes very, very much educational for those people who have been thinking of buying, but never have been able to really speak to someone. And how impactful your videos or your views are, I think it makes a lot of difference. So I have learned a lot from this, and I'm still really trying to do more and more each day. And I would say, other than all the social media, Dubai real estate industry itself have evolved very well. For all those bad experiences in 2005, 6, 7, I would not say 5, 6, but yes, 7 and 8 when the recession hit. Dubai government itself have learned very, very drastic measures, such as escrow bin place, RERA been monitoring each listing very well. There have been Turkey portals when we are listing properties on Bayut, Dubizzle and Property Finder. पहले इतना मुश्किल नहीं होता था. एक form sign लाया और property list हो गई. Now it has to be electronically approved by the seller before even you put down a listing on a portal, which means it is 100% authentic. And then it gives more trust. So there couldn't be any more fake listings and people being deviated with different kind of opinion in the market. So it's very, very streamlined. There are portals such as DXB Interact and Property Monitor, where even if you're not based in Dubai and if your broker is educated enough, he or she could actually guide you to go on the portal and see the whole 1 year transaction for you to evaluate even before you plan to buy that kind of a property. So these measures have been taken by Dubai government, and thankfully we are in a part of world where things progress, and they progress very rapidly and everybody adapt to it. And I would say RERA has a very big role in it. It's really good for each and every one of us to learn each day and keep learning and keep exploring new options in the market.
Amazing. That's really good to know. I wasn't aware of these portals, and I'm sure everybody watching this podcast will learn from where to look out for property if they want to look for one, right? I want to go back to your ownership days, right? When you are at some point, growth is not only just about ambition, it becomes about alignment. And I want to understand that decision that you took of setting up your own company? From, from a broker who's working somewhere to setting up your own company, how did you finally decide to step into ownership? Why I'm asking this is there probably a lot of ladies, lot of women, lot of Indians here who want to start their own thing but don't find the courage. How did you find the courage?
My courage lies from my own family, honestly. My husband have been with me, um, whether it is about tiny tiny parts of making small transactions. um, you won't imagine, but when I got this 5,000, I very clearly remember his sentence. मैं बहुत खुश हो गई थी, that small, मेरे 5,000 commission मिली है मुझे and all that. It's like, I'm very happy for you, but you are worth 50 a month, not 5 a month. And I still remember how, it takes me to the flashback. And I remember he was wearing his track pants in the house, and night we were talking, and he said, "You're not worth 5,000, you're worth 50 a month." That really motivates me. Somebody who's backing you from all aspects, someone who applaud for you even if you're doing wrong, is something which I'm truly blessed with. And it's him who been pushing me ever since I've been into this industry, that I I truly appreciate what you do, but you are worth more. Someone keep knocking your head all the time, telling you, knock, knock, you're worth more than this. So don't just drain yourself just doing the regular stuff. Do something which you would love in. And Indian women with two boys, dono chote bache, and my child, my younger one was identified with a speech disorder. So he had a tongue tie. That was a total emotion drain for me. I quit full 2 years of my work because there is no treatment for that illness, or I would say a condition, but to keep talking to the child, because it is to do with your tongue, which is tied up. So either it's a surgical procedure, or you keep helping them so they speak too much, and they get into the practicing of rolling their r's, taking out their sound. I quit my work for 2 years, and I was at home. We are talking nonsense all day long, just talking, because that's the only remedy I could do. And the moment if you see my child today, he speaks, mashallah, he speaks so very well. And I'm so blessed that I took that decision. My husband supported me. And the moment I was out of it, the very first thing came to my mind that I'm going to go back to the market. I'm going to start up again, but this time as an owner. I'm going to establish this, and I'm going to move on working on what I've thought of.
What a beautiful story. If someone came to if something came to mind while listening to this conversation, I think this is the section I would save, the story of motherhood and resilience and coming out of it so strong. I'm so proud of your son and your beautiful journey. So who's Deepika at core, beyond a mother, a leader, a company owner, a founder? Who are you? How would
I'm
you
a
define
spoiled
yourself?
woman of my husband. I'm a very, very spoiled lady.
Right.
Don't imagine I become a baby in front of him. I mean, that's the journey we share. So I met my husband when I was 15, and during our courtship days, we've seen each other, like, growing
Yeah.
from school age, from teenage to this age now. I've turned 40 this year, and um, this is a beautiful thing. I mean, I would say if Deepika is something, that's because of Manish, because he's the one who created her. I would have not thought of things which I do if he's not there behind me. He is so strong that he just let me dream, and he helped me to achieve them always.
What a beautiful love story. What a beautiful story of support, of resilience, and of growing together, honestly, from 15 to 40 together. Wow, what's a journey? 25 beautiful years, guys. I mean, you met in 2000. Wow.
Yeah, we
uh,
tried prolonging our wedding, but you know how Punjabi parents are.
oh, yeah.
Shadi karo, bas shadi karo. So I got
Yeah.
married when I was 19,
Oh,
and
really?
he was
Oh, my.
23, 24. Like, he's just 4 years elder to me. And he was like, kahan phas gaye yaar? We were like, okay, we were dating. We were going to go out, shop out, dine in, enjoy life. But no, that's not how Indian parents works.
Yeah.
So शादी करो बेटा, फिर करो जो करना है तुम्हें, दफा हो घर से.
Mm. That is still the Indian mentality, I think, especially with girls. They're like, अब set हो गया है, लड़का मिल गया है, तो it's time to move. Great.
बिल्कुल.
There's so many Indians, so many women watching this podcast. Deepika, what's your message to all of them? What is that one piece of advice you would love this podcast with? If there's one thing they should take away from this, what should it be?
Just go wild on your dreams. There are people who just keep thinking, and there is no stop to thinking. You can keep thinking whatever you want to, but unless you really have that courage to do it, okay, what maximum? You'll fall, you'll fail, people will not be with you. That's okay. You are not doing it for people, you're doing it for yourself, so just do it. Go wild. Every woman has that little tiny bad, or very naughty kind of a character inside. Don't hide it. You won't live happily if you keep hiding and try to impress and please the world. World doesn't care. Just care for yourself. Go wild. Do things you have always dreamt of, and trust me, you will be very, very happy. And if you are happy, people surrounding you will automatically love you, and they will be more happy than that.
Wow, what a beautiful message. Just go and do it. The world doesn't care. And if you are happy, the whole world around you is happy. Thank you so much. Those were the words of wisdom by our Women of Wonder, Deepika. We are very excited to bring your coffee table book out very, very soon. And for
Thank
those
you.
watching this, if this conversation stayed with you, if just take a moment to please like and subscribe to our podcast. We'll be back with another Women of Wonder very, very soon. Thank you, Deepika.
Ciao.